Welcome everybody to another edition of the Cold Blooded Conversations. How you guys doing tonight? It's your boy Wally. Um, I wanted this first and foremost. I want to send a shout out to my boy Glick. Um, Congratulations, my man, on 4 years of nonsensical nonsense, and if I'm not mistaken, it'll be a 1 year, right, of doing the network, man. And I want to thank you for it and everything else. So. Uh, I appreciate all you've done and how far you've come with this, man. You finally put pen to paper and made it your dream come true, and we're only going to get bigger from here. With that being said, like I said, welcome to the Nonsensical Network. I'm your host tonight, Wally, with Cold Blooded Conversations, my reptile show. Um, you can catch us all on this network on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch live 7 days a week. We got shows pretty much for everybody. Check them out. Check out Beauty and the Beard on Facebook and Instagram. Nikki does a lot of our swag and everything else. So, and she can hook you up with anything damn near to make shirts, cups, anything. Just hit her up on Facebook and Instagram. It's called Beauty and the Beard. Um, yeah, man, it's been interesting just to think. Hey, what's up, Richard? It's been one of those. For me, it'll be a year actually coming in October myself, and that doesn't seem too far away to be honest with you. But I'm excited here to be doing able to do this with him and Blaze. I know who it is, Rick. What's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Appreciate it. But yeah, this has been a up and coming for me. I've really come a long way since I started this show. Originally, it was just Monday nights. Doing the motorsports and reptiles. I kept you guys all guessing what Monday was gonna be. Um, yeah, I'll get with you, Glick, on the shirts and stuff, man. Don't worry. What's going on, buddy? But yeah, I think I've come a long way. My confidence is really built up. Um, I'm really enjoying doing this and being able to share information and some educational stuff, especially on the reptile side of the podcast show. But yeah, to be able to split this up like I did, I was fortunate enough to be brought up about dividing the shows up between Blaze and Glick, and why not do two shows and keep it to quit keeping everybody guessing what they were going to be walking into on a Monday night. So here I am with two shows on during the week and everything else, right along with everybody else on here. So, but yeah, tonight on Cold Blooded Conversations this past Monday, um, of everybody that tuned in and stuff, I kind of did a special Cold Blooded Conversations because Mother Nature played hell with our weekend in the motorsports world in most parts of the country and stuff. So I wanted to share some information and everything that I found out in the reptile hobby with everybody. Um, it's uh, it's still sour taste in everybody. So and everything else that what happened with and I'll fill everybody in tonight. What's up, John? There was a gentleman at a reptile show over the weekend that got leaked. Was keeping ball pythons, selling them at this show and stuff. Decided he thought he was going to be a circus clown and tried juggling them and everything else, and was showing off for in the video. It's been posted on our network, but it pissed me off and a lot of people in the hobby that I know personally. He was juggling them, making a big ordeal out of it and everything else, and dropped them. They fell on his table and stuff. He treated them just like an object instead of the animal that they are. I know people don't like snakes and everything else, but still, I wouldn't expect that to be done with your dog or anything else. And then two, after doing some digging from some of the guys, gave me some information on him. Found out this dude's actually a convicted felon for trying to smuggle shit in from out of the country and back in when he went on a vacation and stuff. And he's also got a facility that he does. What's up? What's up, just some dude? How's it going, man? But yeah, he kind of put another black mark on us in the reptile hobby. Um, by trying to think he was a bit like a circus clown and shit, man. And it just it's we're already got enough issues in this hobby alone, let alone the motorsport side of the hobby, the car scene and stuff too. But right now, the reptile hobby is basically under scrutiny. Um, I follow U.S. Art, which helps us fight and keep our rights to keep these animals. They're trying to protect the respectable keepers and everything else. When you got these dumbasses like this guy and shit that thinks it's a game. I mean, to me, it's not a game. They're just like they're family to me. Like I said, your dog, your cat, your hamster, whatever pet you keep or anything else, even your goldfish. I mean, I consider them family no matter what they are. And yeah, he just put a black eye bigger on us, let alone the piss poor husbandry that a lot of people keep these animals in and stuff, and not being properly educated and just leaving bad taste in the mouth. So that's the catch up why I did the special breaking news Monday night. I am going to share some news with you, everybody. Um, they I've actually been working behind the scenes on a dream of mine, and I've already shared it with Glick and Blaze about talking to them about it and everything else. And I want to share it with the network, with the nonsensical network family and everything else. I'm in the process of trying to open basically a kind of, I consider it's not really a show and tell, but an educational side of the reptile place where I live. I want to be able to bring kids and everything else. Yeah, right. But I want to do a reptile education like facility here in my hometown, if possible, if I can find it or somewhere close. Yes, after this, you're right. Yeah, they do a lot of it with the rattlesnakes down in Southern Baptist Church. A lot of them, especially down in the deep south. But I want to do educational, try to bring the youth into the community, plus educate adults and get it to where they understand these wonderful animals that I've come to love over my lifetime, that I keep and everything else. But also, I want to share knowledge and have people overcome their fear of them and stuff. But yeah, I've been doing research and everything else. I want to be able to open kind of a like a mini reptile zoo, not with no cats or anything like that, but just strictly reptiles, and do educational shows. Maybe try to get into schools or something to have schools do field trips and stuff eventually down the road when everything takes off. It may take me 2 or 3 years to get where I want to be, but I just wanted to share with everybody what I've been working on behind the scenes with this. Um, yes, I do love my motorsports. Yes, I love my reptiles, but I think it's more beneficial for myself because I really enjoy this hobby. Um, I want to be able to share it with everybody else besides just on the platform, but to be able to do it in person as well in my community and build up the future of our hobby. So, I mean, it's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm putting the feet on the ground running, man. And I'm just trying to do all that. So, but that's what I've been working on. Oh yeah, definitely. You're right. Yeah, definitely make sure everybody's educated. Then that's the problem with a lot of this with the reptile side is people don't understand what they fear. They just go off of what they've been told, what they've seen on the news, or what Hollywood's made these creatures out to be. Honestly, with snakes and some of these lizards, everything else, they were put on the earth to do away with your nuisance animals, your rabbits, your rats, and all this stuff that gets into your trash, gets into your house. But with us taking over, um, with us keep taking over their habitat and everything else. I mean, I've said it on my show before. Honestly, us humans are the exactly. We are actually our own worst enemy, let alone Mother Nature's own worst enemy. Um, with us building big cities, building houses, destroying the woods and everything else and stuff like that for them. I mean, where else do you think they're going to go? They're coming to your house. They're coming to your backyard. They're coming everywhere. We need to learn to coexist with them. I mean, I get there's a lot of the venomous, especially down south and everything else. You got to watch the copperheads, the rattlesnakes. I mean, all different types. Most of the rattlesnakes and stuff. And yeah, exactly. You're right. Not only we're just don't even have. It's just it's ridiculous. But yet people still want to bitch because, like I said, oh, they're coming into my place. We need to kill them as a stuff and everything. So I mean, it's just one of those deals that everybody's got like a closed, what I consider a closed mind when it comes to them. I mean, it sucks, but also a lot of it's every pretty much everything's taught. You're taught hatred, you're taught this, you're taught that, you're taught to love. But when you're an adult, it's your choice to either continue on being that person that loves and cares. And I know it's hard to do, but I mean, if you claim you love animals, everything else, next thing you know, you're not going to be allowed to have your dogs. You ain't going to be able to have nothing. You're not going to be able to have cats. You're not going to be able to have goldfish or any type of fish or anything in the pet trade because there's not going to be nothing for them or for us because the government is sticking their nose in. That's why I brought up U.S. ORC. There was a bill that just recently passed. Hell yeah, man! That's yeah, and that I mean that right there is one of the things. It's yes, pick up snakes off the roads and relocate them to the. I mean either way, doing that and stuff. I mean they are that's why the rodent population. Um, but still people kill them and everything else. Majority where I live here in Ohio, the worst you got to worry about is a Massag rattlesnake and the timber rattler, but majority of them are in southern Ohio toward the Appalachian Mountains. I mean, there's some they're starting basically to migrate everywhere because, like I said, we're destroying their habitats, so we're getting more uncommon animals in our backyards and stuff. I mean, it's just one of those deals that what do you expect them to do? I mean, they ain't got nowhere else to go other than what's available to them. But yeah, other than that, we really don't have venomous snakes here in Ohio other than those two styles of rattlesnakes. Most common is the timber rattler, and it's like I said, down around the southern Ohio area. Majority of them where I've looked, and they're starting to move in the other areas where they're not supposed to be. But your most common snakes they're seeing are garter snakes, rat snakes, hognose snakes, non-venomous snakes. Basically, your constrictors. So, well, with you being on the you being here in the chat, everything else, you already see your Sasquatch whenever you see Glick, man. So I mean, you got part of that down. Just now they need to get them in your backyard. But yeah, they're not gonna hurt you. They're more afraid of you. They'd rather scurry away than deal with you instead of you cutting their heads off or beating them with a shovel and shit. Just let them go. They're not hurting nothing. Um, Worst thing you could do is set these fucking glue traps. I've been seeing a lot of people that does rescues and stuff. That's what I. Hey, that's what I was saying, Glick. I was texting Xmas. I said, technically, you just need to show up in his backyard now, and he's got Bigfoot all covered. So, but yeah, the glue traps. I mean, I get trying to get rid of the rats, the mice, shit like that. But it's hurting the snakes. It's hurting predators that ain't gonna bother us or anything else, and you're gonna have bigger rodent problems, and then you ain't gonna have nothing to get rid of them, and it's just gonna they just keep multiplying. And with you killing off the snakes and certain lizards and everything else, even the arachnids, I mean the spiders and stuff like that. Majority of them, they just want to be left the hell alone. So, yep, you're right. Yeah, isn't that guy a Sasquatch? Yep, that's what I was talking about. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those deals that we gotta just get the proper education out there. I mean, there's everybody wants to be on the phone, everything else. What's up, Brian? How you doing tonight, buddy? But yeah, there's so much stuff you can get educated on it, let alone oh yeah. Well, and the bad part is on that with the cottonmouths and everything else, man. They're what it is they're trying to actually dry off when they're in the water. So I mean that's their biggest problem with them that people have, especially canoeing. So they that's a lot of the reason people run into the issue with those on a lot of the cottonmouths. Other than that, they just they're just trying to get away, get to some dry land. I mean, it's not one of their things. So, but yeah, that's their thing. And I mean, yes, I understand your point of view on that. Where you know when your hands actually forced in a situation like that, yes, I get it. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, that's all they're doing is and your canoe actually is their scapegoat. And I mean, worst case scenario is if you have to take your oar and flip them back out in the river until they go away. I mean, but if you have to do what you got to do, um, that's just one of those deals. It is what it is. But I mean, if you can avoid it, like you said, and I've said, and so, but yeah, they just it's just like I said, we're Mother Nature's, we're our own worst enemies too. I mean, we're so blind about shit. So yeah, I'll try not to. Thanks, bud. Yeah, I won't hit the wrong button this time. But yeah, yeah, they're just trying to get dry because they can only have. I've done some research. They've got so much of their oil and stuff where they. Well, true, but yeah, but the other thing is too, Exodus on that ordeal. I never knew this until I legit seen one of the herpers I follow on YouTube. They were on the river down in Louisiana. I did not realize cottonmouths will actually rest in branches as well. And they had one fall in between them of what you brought up about the canoe deal, and it was scurrying around trying to find a way to get out of there. But it does happen. I mean, it's one of those fluke ordeals. Other than that, they just want to be left alone. That's why they flashed that white mouth of theirs. That's why they got the name the cottonmouth. It's their defense mechanism. Like, look at me, I'm big. And that's just same with a rattlesnake. That's your warning. If you're stupid enough to not heed that warning unless you got a snake hook and or you're just admiring it for your own purposes and take pictures of it, other than that, leave the damn things alone. Um, they won't bother you at all. I mean, that's the thing. It's just you got to pay attention, especially when you're out in the woods and everything else. I mean, Mother Nature is going to win one way or another. Usually, is what happens. I mean, but yeah, with the rattlesnakes and cottonmouths, they try to keep to themselves. I mean, I know people said, "Oh, I've heard cottonmouths, water moccasins chases people." Actually, no, they don't. They are trying to get away, and if you're in their path, they'll go right through your freaking legs. I mean, that's just one of the deals. So it, but yeah, like I said, I was just talking about that and everything else since you brought it up. But yeah, back to my goal is, of course, to have that facility. Um, Educate people. It'll be basically non-venomous stuff that I can only have because, from what I found out, even just to have one here in Ohio, in the permit process and stuff's a long out, drawn out process. Wouldn't be worth the money, even though I'd enjoy it to be able to have my dream venomous snake, which is honestly a rattlesnake. I try not to kill anything except ticks and mosquitoes. Everything is just trying to make a living, and the world sucks. And it's like, yes, sir, you're correct. You are very correct. But yeah, I wanna be able to educate on the ball pythons, on bearded dragons, hognose snakes, um, I get the space that's big enough to do this with, I possibly will have a reticulated and a Burmese python. So, yeah, why not? I mean, come on, I can make my own. The network can have their own Jurassic Park movie then. So, but no, that's what I want to be able to do, and I want to be able to introduce, like I said, adults and kids to this side and appreciate what we have that is offered in the reptile community. Um, I also found out today by doing some more research. I may possibly down the road, if this goes off like I want it to, I may have a dwarf caiman as one of the ambassadors as well, which is part of the crocodilian family. They get about 4 or 5 foot. We're allowed to have them here in Ohio, so um, eventually I may get that. You're correct. That's where a lot of it comes from. Most fear comes from lack of knowledge, and that is the God's honest truth. And that's why um, these animals, the animals and everything else. So, yeah, yeah, we could do that, especially if I get a reticulated python or a berm. Just kidding, guys. I wouldn't do that because then I'd lose everything. It'd be fun though. But yeah, that's the biggest problem in the world. It is the like Ephesus said, is the lack of knowledge. But also the lack of knowledge comes from basically keeping blinders over and only believing what you want to believe and what you're shown, and that's what you believe is the right way of things. And that's not how it works. I mean, as a kid, you learn, you think your parents are full of shit, everything else. Well, then you look at it as an adult and you look back and it's like, oh, damn, some of the stuff they were telling is right. It's the same with just educating people about animals and life in general. I mean, it's what they take from it and how you present it. And I want to be able to, like I said, expand everybody's mind. So, yeah, as Bobby Boucher's mom would say, yes, serpents are the devil. But no. And that's the thing is people don't realize also um, a lot of folklore is made up about how evil the snakes in the world are. Um, there's a lot of them out there that actually snakes were notorious for in mythology and everything else. Just starting out from reading, which I'm surprised I actually do. That's not a comic book or Hot Rod magazine or Reptile magazine. Um, they were actually protectants, other than Medusa. She's the first person, from what I was reading, to ever change the serpent to do evil. So, I mean, and then it's been ever since then, that's where the snakes and stuff has been known as part of Satan's plan, but I don't care about that. They're amazing animals, all of them. My bearded dragons, everything else. I mean, just the proper education is where it's at. You got to open your mind, open your heart, and take in the knowledge that people's willing to offer. But this day and time, it's so hard for them to do that. So, I mean, I want to be able to open people's eyes. And where you're going to get it the most at is from the younger generation and try to get them involved. I mean, that's how it's going to be and everything to keep this going and help fight for these animals and everything else, and where we can all enjoy them even if it's from a distance. I mean, I don't expect people, if I get this, to hold an animal unless they don't want to. I mean, I'm not going to force it down them, but I just will throw the offer out to touch them because people's always said snakes are slimy and all this stuff because of the iridescence and everything. The color they give makes it look like an oily substance on it. And most snakes are not slimy. They don't have an oil or nothing else. So, I mean, it's just one of those deals that not being properly educated is where it all comes in at. It's just the educational side, and it just sucks. They get punished for it, and but yeah, that's pretty much what all I had for tonight, and everything else I wanted to talk about and bring out there and everything else. What's up, Harley Dad? But yeah, I'll keep everybody posted on my shows, and I'm working on getting a few guests and everything, trying to get them lined up to come on Thursday night if possible, and talk some more about the hobby and what got them involved. I'll talk some more too about. I'm going to talk more about why I'm involved in it. I mean, my biggest idol, of course, like I've mentioned, for most people that get into the loving animals with Steve Irwin and stuff like that. But I got a long list of people I look up to in this hobby that I appreciate their knowledge and willing to work and educate. I've even reached out to some of them to ask questions that I didn't understand, and they may took them a little bit, 2 or 3 days to answer, but when they did, it was very helpful information. Okay, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, so. But yeah, that's I mean that's the thing. I just with the Steve Irwin influence, my dude Steve Nelson that was on my show that I did an interview and everything. It was he's part of the niche that keeps me going. Reptiles are just primal. They just want to survive. You should check out the guy that has tame pet snappings. Ooh, that'll be interesting. But yeah, I mean, if anything, with like Exuma said, even the pet scavenger, I mean, yes, they still got that instinct in them, but a lot of work goes into making them where you can do this stuff. And but yeah, Steve Nelson, Kevin McCurley, Brian from Sky's the Limit that I've got to know through Steve and stuff. He's on the ball python side. Sky's the Limit that was in here and everything. I mean, just them. Brian Barczyk, God rest his soul. Dingo Dinkelman, the guy was out of South Africa. He really piqued my interest, especially in the venomous side of things. Um, Unfortunately, he had an accident that he actually over the years built. Oh yeah, Steve was a lot of people's heroes, man. Steve was a lot of people's heroes. But he has succumbed to having an allergic reaction to venom because of constantly in his facility, the snakes and stuff against the glass cleaning. And I actually have four and continue to plan on growing with having the ball pythons, man. I'm going to try to start breeding them and stuff and getting people involved. But he got bit cleaning the cage and stuff actually by a black mamba, by a mamba, black mamba, and because he had such a allergic reaction, there was nothing that could help. And the reptile community lost a great ambassador. It's been almost a year now since he's been gone. But yeah, yeah, he was a great ambassador for everything. He was all about conservation and stuff. He had a huge facility that he was doing and stuff. He helped a lot with stopping poaching and stuff over there in Africa. He came to the States and visited the guys that I mentioned, Brian Barczyk, Kevin McCurley, and a few of the other guys I follow, Chandler's Wildlife and stuff. But yeah, he was a big influence. He really helped me appreciate the amazing attributes of the black mambas, the green mambas, the gaboon vipers. I mean, all the venomous snakes that he had and everything else made me appreciate what they're capable of doing and their livelihood and was willing to educate people. And I mean, he opened my eyes to a lot of stuff that I did not realize you could learn, um, even in a book or by looking it up. I mean, he showed a lot of stuff. And then the list, like I said, goes on of the people that I look up to that's helped me in my reptile adventure as it continues to grow. Um, the nice thing is my daughters are really big into it, so that's going to be a bonus. That they're not they're not scared. They were at first because they've never been around them. Now it's tell them to go grab one of the snakes, they'll grab them. The only one they won't touch is my big female. She's got them so buffaloed, it's not funny. But yeah, so give me 1 second, and I'll introduce you to actually one of them. Hold on. Everybody, I'd like you to meet Phoenix. This is my normal ball python. This is the biggest snake I got out of the four. Monday night, I introduced the guys and everything to my other three. She was kind of being a little bitchy, basically, kind of hissy and everything else. So tonight, she's doing all right. But this is my big girl. She's not bad. I'm the only one that can get her out and everything else. So I figured I'd get her out and introduce her to the network since everybody else did, and go from there. And but yeah, this is the stuff I want to educate people on. I mean, as you can see, she's a ball python, of course, balled up and just chilling out. She normally crawls all over the place, but yeah, she's my big girl that I enjoy having around. She was when I got her, she was in kind of a bad situation and everything else. So I've had her for a couple years now, and I've made her better and everything, and just got her to where she's back to healthy, all that stuff. The only thing other than the upkeep on these, the most expensive thing is your vet bills. Those it can get costly, especially depending on what needs done and everything else with them. Um, but this is what I enjoy besides motorsports and my family. Um, she's actually the chillest one out of all of them. The other ones they like to move and keep moving around and stuff. This is her. This is how she usually is with me all the time. And just sits with me. So, but yeah, that's kind of stuff I want to do, and I want to be able to share with people and everything else that um, wants to learn about them. And she's gonna be as long as I have her. I mean, I have her. She's going to be one of my, and I get that facility. She's actually going to be one of my main ambassadors to share with people to help them overcome their fear and understanding of these animals. I mean, they're pretty much most ball pythons are basically as you see. This is her. This is how she was actually under her hide in the cage. I pretty much brought her out like this, and this is how she stays. So she does really good. What's going on, Michael? But yeah, yeah, I mean, it's something I enjoy, and I want to be able to actually share it with everybody. I mean, not just the network, like I said, in person as well. So I mean, I love these animals, and it's yeah, Blaze. She is. She kind of is. I mean, it's nice that kind of sit and chill with her and everything else, and just hang out. And she just sits there and chills, just like when I had my beardies out that I have also. So I mean, she's a good girl. Um, yeah, I just want to be able to do my stuff and share it with everybody, and like I do here on the network. So I appreciate you guys all tuning in tonight. Uh, you guys make sure you check us out. I'm gonna wrap it up tonight. I really don't have much else to say or anything else, and I thank you guys in the comments and everything else for come checking us out and everything. So, but yeah, we have a show 7 days a week. I kick it off. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We're on all social media platforms, but we go live on those three networks or social media platforms. I kick off Monday nights with my Speedway stories and talk motorsports and everything else. And then Tuesday night is Glick's House of Music. He has guests on there and everything else of the local music scene and everything and talks all things music. Wednesday night is our What the Fuck News with Glick and soon to be future Mrs. Glick, Nikki. They if she still does the co-hosting with them, but every now and then it's Glick uh, doing the show by himself for now. Thursday nights we're here with Cold Blooded Conversations with your boy that's here, Wally. Talking all things reptiles and stuff. And then Friday nights is our boys Michael and Blaze with Nonsense and Chill. They sit and watch movies and discuss and everything else. And just hang out. And then Saturday nights, we have every other weekend, Cash's Corner, where Cash and Daddy Glick talk all things WWE wrestling. If you're a big wrestling fan, tune into that. And then, of course, every Saturday night, which came up on its 4-year anniversary as of today, the Nonsensical Nonsense show and everything. Today's 4-year anniversary of that. Big shout out to Glick for that and everything else, and I'm proud of him for it. We let the crazy hang out. We do the open panel challenge where anybody can come in, chill, hang out with us, and shoot the shit and enjoy yourself. As long as you leave your genitalias in your pants, we can all have a good time, poke fun at each other, and just chill and hang out. And Sundays is our sports show, Unnecessary Roughness, with Glick, Rick, and a former guest, Derek from Glick's House of Music, is now also a co-host for the sports show with those guys. And also check out Beauty and the Beard with Nikki. Like I said, she does our swag and everything else for us. And plus, you can hit her up. She'll do custom stuff for you. Like I said, shirts, stickers, cups, pretty much anything. Just run her idea by her on Facebook and Instagram, Beauty and the Beard. And I appreciate you all tuning in tonight. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I'll talk to you later. Wally out. Bye.
Nonsensical network, different flavor every day. Movie talks, new flicks hitting the display. Microphone magic, musicians spill the praise. From reptiles to motorsports, burning rubber craze. Football clashes, touchdowns, epic plays. New spinning, catching on the latest phase. Gleaming cars, engines roaring up the pace. Street tales, urban stories we embrace. Tune in, every week diverse. Groove to the beats, let the rhythm immerse. Lyrics flowing, ciphers full of verse. Nonsensical network, feel the universe. Interviews buzzing, stars in the circuit. Worlds a tapestry, pieces we interpret. Hip-hop to rap, the flow never stagnant. Reptilian tales, nature's arrangement. Cars with muscle, engines with might. Motorsports roaring, speed in the night. Discussions heated, always a delight. Network of nonsense, but the vibe's just right. Tune in, wait for that beat. Flow so seamless, feeling so sweet. Urban grooves, rhythm from the street. Nonsensical network, always on repeat.